Welcome to an electrifying episode of Blake Builds as we install our new National Grid substation. In this episode, I stress test the new plant.
It's incredibly unstable. Wow. It's terrifying.
We have a game of hide and seek. And the delivery of the new substation gets us very excited.
It's the metaphor for how I'm feeling.
What that is.
Oh dear. Hello, astute viewer, and welcome back to our site here at Langer. Shall we have a look round? Ben is on the JS, currently digging out a new water pipe feed. So this is our hand-built, doesn't look very good from this side, but our meter chamber for our incoming water supply. And then we've got the supplies going to go off to the building. It has to be massive for some reason, but beyond my pay grade, I suppose. So we've got that going on. Boys are finishing this reinforcing on the echo drain over here, as you may see.
Yeah, should we go and have a look?
Probably not, because there's heavy machinery and we've not got a headset on. Let's go and look at what we're doing down here. So for anyone that's been watching, you will have seen us build our substation base already. But a substation requires incoming power. So in order to do that, you have to put HV in. So you'll hear a few terms and a few things said that you might not know what they mean. So we are currently about to put our HV feed in. Stands for high voltage. It's about 11 kVA, so it's the same stuff, the same voltage that you see on pylons, big pylons. And that higher voltage is because it allows them to transmit electricity over further distances, so there's less fault drops. They have high voltage to counteract that. So it's a bit like deja vu for me, because I last came down here about 12 years ago, something like that, 13 years ago. I rolled a mini digger over just here and tried to cut my thumb off, but we don't not talk about that particularly. So this is quite a tricky thing. So we've got services all over the place. So we're hoping to come down this edge here, but we've got surface water here. There's actually normal water that comes out and goes to the washdown bay. And then as you get a bit further down, there's LV, low voltage, which is still quite high voltage, still 415, 3-phase. Got 180 amp supply here, which I actually put in about 2008, because we actually divided the building up. So some people might not be aware, but this is our existing building. So we've got mainline mouldings, and just here is a divide between mainline and the Jit Vale building. But of course there's not going to be. We've actually knocked the hole through now, full mainline, and mainline are going to have it all. So they can expand into it basically. So this line here, we've cat and jennied it, of which I've been on a course for. So this is actually where the cable lies.
Did you have any surprises? Oh, that is an active service.
That is the active service to us, which we could detect. There is something here, which we're not quite sure what it is, but we could pick up something here, which might be a water pipe, and you can actually see there's a little bit of a divot in the dig there, so there must be something down there. And down here is a bit scary actually. Gas of quite a substantial size goes that way, and then the old meter pit there is all collapsed, which we've just opened up. And then this is
meant to be underwater.
No. And then this is our existing transformer for the building. So this powers us and Skydive Langer from here, I believe.
God, wow.
Yeah. So just a little one. Ours is going to be a little bit bigger than that, but similar sort of thing. So we're going to take two cables, because it's called a ring main. So we're going to take two high voltage cables from here up to the new one. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah, easy done, isn't it?
Wow.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
As soon as I put the digger bucket in the ground, I found an old HV cable, which looks particularly scary. But we've avoided that, come away from that. So, which will have powered that old substation that we knocked down.
Yes, that's for the airfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the new substation's actually going not far away from the original one, which was there from the Second World War. So, funny, isn't it, how things pan out?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what, do you reckon that's active, that one that you've come across?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But I'm not going to find out. Well, hopefully not anyway. I mean, we could do, I suppose. But don't want to find out with a boom, that's for sure.
Are you laying the cable and everything? What parts does the National Grid do?
Yeah, NGED, yeah. So we are digging the trench.
Yeah.
We put the duct in the trench.
Yeah.
Cover it with a bit of sand.
Oh,
make it
yeah.
look nice. And bury it. And then put some marker tape on to bury it all. And then they will actually come and draw the cable through.
Ah, okay, nice. For free?
Is anything in life truly free?
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think so. Someone somewhere is making money out of it, aren't they?
What about your new plant you've got? Your dumper's given birth.
Yeah.
That's a beaut, isn't it?
It's
Nice and
horrible.
clean. Really?
Yeah, it's horrible, yeah.
Why? Too small?
Well, it's hydrostatic, which in itself would be fine. There's no brake pedal, look. So it's literally go and stop.
Oh, right.
And it's, put these on, look. It's incredibly unstable.
Wow.
It's terrifying. And when you actually go on it and move it, it's I've got to park on, start it, sorry. It's yeah, real funny. But it's a high tip, it's a skip loader, look, so you can tip it this high or go right up and tip into things, into a skip, or we've been tipping into the other dumper. And we've got this because we need to get down the side there. We need to take sand materials down the side of the building. But because of that, it means, if you watch yourself, it automatically does that, by the way. I didn't...
That's nice and loud.
It's got no... It's I mean, there is feel, I'm exaggerating this, you can just inch. But you have to be really careful with it. And if you go over a bump, you can find yourself like getting a bit carried away with it, which is a bit... Get yourself up in a right mess. It's good, it's alright though. And it's like a lot of things, isn't it? Like, they can be crap, but actually, it's not crap at all. It's fantastic, it's ingenious, the way it can get and where it can go and what it's capable of. It's just, it's got to be used in the right application. Gotta love a good trench, ain't you? Except when you're in water, of course. And here we have our resident man of many. Look, he knows we're talking about him. Look, you see him smiling. His nickname's the Fun Sponge because he's the main driver of health and safety on all sites and responsible for that. So, which is an unfair title, really, because he's not a fun sponge at all. He's actually a really nice bloke, but when you're responsible for all things health and safety, it tends to be a bit of a fun sponge. I can see he's looking at me because I've not got my hard hat on.
Oh, yeah, neither have I.
If something's going to fall on us, then I think we're in trouble. Yeah, it's probably would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. I wonder if they have to do a risk assessment for that, make sure everything's tied on, you know.
I think so.
If anyone's been seriously hurt, maimed or killed by someone dropping something as they're skydiving.
I'm going to go and get me ducted. Should we tell them what we're doing? Or should we just leave it as a surprise?
Yeah, you go, I'll take.
Yeah, sounds good. That usually means the plan's going to change and you don't want me nearby while it's going to do it.
What do you reckon then?
Lovely.
And then that's one of my sayings. I realised that in the course of these videos that actually I say the same thing over and over again, don't I?
What do you reckon?
So what do you reckon then?
It's called
There you go.
catchphrases.
There you go. So this is our trench for more duct work. We've been doing lots of ducting, quack quack. Oh, it's bad laughing at your own joke, isn't it, eh? Terrible. I think it's being a dad, obviously. There's something that kicks in, doesn't it? Definitely. So I've dug a bit of a trench, and now we're going to put line it with a bit of sand, put some duct work in it, of which we're actually taking two. Are they 150 mil, aren't they?
120. What's that?
Yeah, the duct work.
125.
I knew I'd be wrong, you see. This is what Evans. This is the. Someone said to me, you know, they said, oh, I've been watching the videos. You make a great team. You can definitely tell that Evan's the details man.
Yeah.
So we've got 125 mil duct from our supplier, the National Grid, to go down either side at the bottom, which I have at two 11 kVA cables in it. And then over the top of that, up a bit in the middle, we're going to run two ducts down to cover our arses, for want of a better term. We're going to put two ducts down there to prevent a visit from Mr. Cockup. How's that?
Mr. Cockup has been inducted and he's very well familiar with the site, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been here before.
Baldrick lives. And we're going to bring some power down, possibly from our building, to temporarily power the outflow pump station, because we might not get power on for a little while.
Bit of data as well, because we've not quite decided what we're doing with data. So.
I'm going to do a very safe, legitimate manoeuvre in a moment, of which I'm going to straddle this. I'm going to get my digger over this trench, and then I'm going to just drive down there, and Evan's going to tap my bag.
Oh.
You might have to.
I want that pay rise. So.
You might have to riddle my bag to get the sand out.
No, yeah, the bag rig.
You've got experience of bag tapping before, haven't you? So.
I have. I think. Oh right, I'm in your tattoo. Yeah.
It's going to be a bit tight, I think.
Master at work.
Well, I don't know about that. Wouldn't be spinning that track so much if I was. Ah! Sorry, just for a bit of. Try moving it down. Wrecking ball. Filming you, filming me, filming you, filming me. Aha. Oh no! Yeah, so trench digging then, you know, everybody thinks digging a trench is easy, you would thought so. I don't know if that's necessarily true actually, to be honest, you know. When it's that thing, isn't it? It depends on your background as to what first comes to your mind when you say the word trench. I actually think a lot of people think of conflict, the First World War, that's what we're always taught at school. It doesn't matter, whenever I dig anything with a digger, I always sort of have that thought in the back of my mind about how horrendous that must have been, all that hand digging that they did under fire. This is a airfield that was built in the Second World War, so we found all sorts of stuff and we continue to. Every time I put the digger bucket in the ground almost, it feels like we're going to hit something else. Anyway, it looks like Ev's ready to go, so are you ready, Ev? And here we are about to do some VACEX.
VACEX Day.
VACEX Day, yeah. Oh, that could be the new, what did you say?
More ultraflow. More ultraflow.
Hey, that could be the more ultraflow. VACEX Day.
The drone's about to crash.
So I went home to work, took it off.
The homing drone's coming in. I was about to land on top of the VACEX.
More gadgets at BIR. Very exciting stuff going on today. We've got the vacuum excavation company, 365 VACEX. We need to pull our HV in to our substation in and around quite a small area, quite a narrow gap, and it's just not safe to dig around there. So the vacuum excavator is exactly as it sounds. It's just a big old hoover on a mechanical stick that just sucks the ground out. It's absolutely incredible, and he blasts the ground out with a lance to sort of free it up. Because we're on this heavy clay, it doesn't just come out the ground as maybe topsoil or sand would. and they have to really, you know, break it up with this high-powered, high-pressured lamps. I think it's about 8 bar, and then the excavator sucks it up. Being drone ducts. The excavator sucks it up, and then it puts it in the back here into this storage bit, and there's a blade at the end of the hose that chomps it all up. So it's rear wheel steering. So they've managed to turn it around this corner, really tight area, and commence with the sucking.
Can you show me your end?
Personal.
Oh, right. So it's got like just down either side, is it?
Yeah.
Right. And do you have to push hard with it, or
No,
generally
not really.
just you like touch it and it breaks up?
With the brown stuff, obviously it's got stones in, so it's a bit more compact. So it's a bit
Just
hard
break
to
it up
get
a bit.
through. But sand and like rocks, like type 1 gravel, it'll blow all the sand out, obviously not all the rocks. It doesn't do anything for clay. Yeah.
Oh well, we've got lots of clay here. We hate clay. We've been down to like 5 metres down, haven't we? 4.5 metres, 4.8 down, still clay. Which is great, better than sand
Yeah.
for building in, but wicked. It's really cool that when it spools up, you know, when the VACEX comes on, it's like,
There's actually like 3 different band speeds.
oh right.
Essentially, like when it's at full capacity, it can lift up to like 85 kilo. So it's got some serious
Power. Definitely. There is obviously attachments you can have where the nozzle will spin,
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
which is good, but as that
has its advantages and disadvantages like everything. I guess it's heavier on the end of the jib and that, is it?
there is ones where with that remote you can actually drive the vehicle backwards and forwards.
Right. For inching.
Hydrostatic, yeah. So like if I want to pull forward now, I can pull the truck forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm well impressed. I was surprised that you could push, you know, and actually, you know, not mega, but like you can tickle it out with it.
To aggravate the ground and to a certain degree, yeah.
I can't believe how busy it is. That earth strip there.
Yeah.
There's no gold down there.
No, shame, innit, really? Someone's been here before.
It's not even that deep, is it, really?
No, what's that? 300?
Well, I should think it's not the worst you've seen, though, is it?
No, we've seen them just under the tarmac.
Really?
Before. Yeah.
HHV as well.
Yeah.
Entwined with rocks and boulders. The person who laid that should have been shot.
Go on then, let's see it. Ben's just said, have you ever seen so much death in a hole? Have a look at this. So we've got a little bit of gas, which is the yellow pipe.
A
Of
little
water.
bit of gas. A lot of gas.
Well, yes. A bit of gas. I was being facetious. And then we've got a little bit of water. And then we've got a mains cable in a duct. And then we've got basically death in the form of 6 or 7.
7 forms of death.
The man, Tom, from National Grid was saying that if you hit them, it won't just trip a fuse, they're hardwired to the transformer, so it'll actually just take the HV out and then...
Be a big bang.
Well, there'll be a big bang, and he said probably what will happen is the HV resets after 3 seconds, so there'll be a big bang. You'll go, oh my goodness, what was that? And then it'll come back on again and bang again.
It'd be another big bang.
And it'll keep doing that until it actually burns the transformer out.
Bloody hell.
No mega fuse. Hence the VACEX.
And under all that is the big old cast iron surface water pipe.
It's not cast iron, it's concrete, but yeah.
Oh, concrete.
But yeah, big
So
fat ass
even
ram
more
brake.
brittle then and fragile.
Yeah. But that'd be good, that is. We can nip that in and round there. And I'm just going to do a bit of digging by it, you know, because that's what you do, isn't it? just look at the state of it. Can you imagine digging it by hand? The lad from National Grid said, yeah, it looks busy, I'll come and have a look when we done it. So it does look a bit busy, doesn't it? There's lots going on. The two red cables over there, they're 11,500 volt, high voltage, funny that, HV, and that's the main incoming and outgoing supply, basically, incoming, outgoing. I can feel a diagram coming on. It's done in a ring main, like a ring main loop, so that they can actually isolate this, and you can feed other ones, you can switch legs off, basically. So yeah, so they're going to come, and been discussing it with Tom, not that I know, Tom says this is what they're going to do. Basically they're going to put our new cable into this side of the transformer, which is this cable. So our new cable will go into there, and then that one they'll cut back and they'll join it. So basically this one, the one nearest me, will carry on. It won't go into this transformer anymore. It will be joined to the new cable, go up to ours, through our new one, and then back and into here, basically enabling you to switch off this cable and the cable that comes from there and make that transformer dead while still powering this one, which is why it's so clever. These two ducts go all the way to our new substation, so
Right, yeah.
that's yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. You've got substation incoming soon, right?
Yeah.
Next week. Yeah.
Next week, yeah.
Wow.
This episode is delayed in release to avoid people stealing the cable.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
very common, apparently, that because the high value and the high content of precious metals, i.e. copper, in the cabling that has to go in, that it quite often gets stolen.
That's sad, isn't it?
So we're going to delay this episode going out.
So there'll be no chance they can.
So it'll all be in the ground,
It'll be in the
buried
ground.
and energised by the time by the time you're watching this, it will actually be powered. He says confidently.
So there's a tank there and a tank there, and they're fully buried in concrete.
Yeah.
Well and truly.
I've just come up to here.
Yeah? This is kind of freshly laid this morning. It has been rolled and whacked.
Yeah.
So,
Stop us about here.
What, the legs out around there, yeah?
About here, look. Legs out here.
Alright, mate.
these are the boys from National Grid. So we've got the substation and the GRP turning up today. Come with me, come and have a look. You see it over here? So they're going to back up down here, and you'll probably have seen when we poured the concrete plinth. This is ready to accept all of this infrastructure that's going in. So Ollie's coming to scope the job out now. He's going to come and he might end up driving the high ab. I've seen him do that before. This guy will back up, drop the GRP on. Well, he'll drop the GRP off to the side, and then he'll put the substation on. GRP over the top, and then these two boys, they'll do the earthing around the substation. Should just plonk on, easy as that. But we've got a lot of stuff going on here. We've seen loads of ducting going in. Obviously we don't want to crush anything, so we've had to hardcore this and whack it all. Chaps are well excited for a YouTube channel. I love it. This chap loves it. Look at him smiling. He can't wait to get on camera, look. Love it.
Is it like Christmas morning then?
No, you've heard the term a council job. Well, this is a National Grid job. They'll love me for that, won't they? What do you reckon?
Another zinger.
Another zing zing.
Yeah, it is a big day though.
It's mint, isn't it?
These chaps were surprised because everyone, even people in the canteen, were talking about it this morning, saying, "Oh, it's just another day for us." And so, well, every day's a big day for us. There's always something going on that we've not done before. So,
Yeah, we're excited, aren't we?
yeah,
It always amazes me, like this sort of thing. It's like seems so simple, doesn't it, when you've got all the gear?
yeah,
Can you imagine a world without a high ab on a wagon? Like
yeah.
they'd have had to have like used a block and tackle.
I don't know if they had high up when they were building the pyramids. I think they'd have struggled, wouldn't they?
Well, we used to have a brickie work with us Andy Baker, what a legend he is. Anyway, and he used to say, oh, well, you know, he said, it's all right, all this technology. He said, the job's got a lot easier and a lot quicker. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, it used to take us a day, the brick lorry would turn up, and then every brickie on site would stop, and we'd have to handball the whole lorry load off and hod it out.
Yeah.
I said, well, like, what happened then? He said, well, that's just what we did.
The substation, the transformer that's under the GRP in there, weighs a lot more than I thought it did. Weighs 5 tonne. So our telehandler would really, really struggle with that. Get the feeling that it's going to be thoroughly underwhelming.
No, I've been
Plonk it on and then.
I was a bit underwhelmed this morning. I think it's because I'm tired. It's a little bit like, you know. But actually, the more and more I watch that unfold, it's the metaphor for how I'm feeling.
What that is? Oh dear.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, I don't know about once in a lifetime opportunity, but
Is it?
well, isn't it? How often do you have a substation delivered? That's how it goes, isn't it? You make that look easy, sir? Have you done that once or twice before?
Start beeping at you like it did then.
Oh, does that mean it's getting close to its weight then? Just for reference, I wasn't involved in anything to do with the slab. So if it doesn't fit, it's absolutely nothing to do with me. No, it's going to be absolutely perfect. Any moments of last minute doubt?
Not at all. You know me. Super confident in all of my decisions.
The boys are feeling the pressure.
Pressure's for tyres.
That's it.
That's all today, folks.
That's it.
See you back in the morning.
All in a day's work, innit?
That's it.
There you go then. We're in and on. It fits.
Which side's the HV and the LV then? HV's that side, isn't it?
HV, LV here, transformer at the back, comes in at 11,000 volts, through the transformer comes out 400 volts.
Let me show you the holes.
It's just,
Oh, it's alright, there's a cover plate on the incoming, isn't there?
yeah, so
Yeah,
we'll
you
take
take that off and then say, that's why I was, yeah. Hey, is it a pop top?
Oh,
Pop top, the roof lift up.
what about, yeah.
Does it?
So if it goes like bang, it kind of roof comes off, yeah.
It's like a strut mat on
It's like
it.
designed, yeah.
Mint. Lovely job. Ta-da! Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So that's where you open
Wow.
how you calibrate that.
Yeah. Feels like death, do you know what I mean? Just looks like, you know.
But there though, you can't really get that.
They've cracked it already.
Yeah, well.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you reckon then, boys?
Job's a good one. We're very happy. It was really quite a simple process in the end, wasn't it? They do this earth nest round and they put copper rods in each corner.
Oh yeah.
And then they tag onto that bit of rebar that we put in. Just there, look. Tag onto it. They got a nice low earth reading.
Yeah.
Like 3 ohms. It needs to be less than 20 ohms.
Right.
So it's like.
And that's the resistance basically, so how easily electricity flows to the ground, to earth.
Got nice low resistance to earth.
What would they have
Through
to
the
do
copper.
if it wasn't a low resistance?
Just put more copper in, put more rods in.
Okay.
Give it more of a chance to have an easier path back to earth. But it's gone super easy. They had 2 days booked in and they've only needed a day.
And all made simple by making your plinth right and it's sitting on there, look. It's a little bit disappointing really, because every time we have any interaction with everyone else, they go, oh look, you've done it properly. And it could be a bit upsetting, I think. I mean, it would be more so if they turned up and went, it's crap, but
Oh yeah, sure.
you know, there you go. So we're going to cover this bright copper up to stop the magpies and then we'll be laughing, won't we?
What's next?
Big cable, big red cable, 2 big red cables from that substation down there, down here, in front.
That's an official term, that is.
Front down here, and they pop up this side
Yeah.
into the ring main unit, which is that big switch that they had just here.
Yeah.
And then the electricity goes through the transformer at the back. Then it comes out nice and low voltage to go and feed all of our stuff on this side. And it goes through these ducts.
Yesterday was great watching them pull in our HV line, and a few things that you know, you've come across in other aspects of life and they actually have a practical, you know, use, which was one of those Chinese like finger trap things. Finger trap thing, which is actually what they use to grab the end of the pipe. We've got a bit of footage of that, which is really cool, and that's how it actually grabs the end of the cable, not pipe, you know. And then it pulls these 3 trifurcated cables, apparently, new term, maybe a word of the week, trifurcated, nice. Which basically means that the 3 cables are interwoven, and that's to stop eddy currents or electromagnetic interference radiating from the cables. That actually keeps it together, which is quite cool, isn't it? When you think of a 185mm cable, someone said to you that it was 185mm, you'd expect it to measure across 185mm, which would be, you know, like that, but actually it's the square area of it, so it's actually quite a small cross-sectional area.
Great job, really good. Happy with it. You happy?
Me? Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Can't wait for a bit of juice on in a bit, can you? I think we should have that music playing in the background. Da, 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 da.
It is stuck in my
And this side of the ring main unit is connected to CDA. That's what it is, isn't it?
This is the side that we put a digger bucket through.
Well, I don't know about that. We've not put a digger bucket through any high voltage cables, just low voltage cables.
But yeah,
there you go.
Job's a good one. Happy days.
What always amazes me with all this type of infrastructure is how successful and how long lasting it is. And our old transformer in here was made at Brush at Loughborough, which is amazing. And it's older than Ev, younger than me, you see, so it's got to be all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was made in like 1950 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, righto, mate. Righto.
But we've
All
got a
I'm
nice
saying
shiny
is
new one.
89 was a good year, So
A solid vintage, a fine
solid
vintage.
vintage, yeah. It's not had its 40th birthday yet, is it?
Is it you? Are you it?
So, yeah. No, I had to come along before, you see. I was just ahead of it.
Got you. Well, this is quite a nice poetic thing for you then.
But,
Well, if it's the same year as you.
well, it's not a year after, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm 88.
Oh, right.
I am 88.
God, you are old.
F-Reg baby, me.
And this transformer's going to be
The 2020.
same age as you.
25
Well, my
plates.
daughters, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Certainly
project.
my daughter.
Yeah.
Generational project.
Yeah, when my daughter comes and she goes, oh, I'm going to rip this old substation out that someone's just lobbed in. It's actually, do you know, it's actually only a year younger than me. It's like a generational thing.
And my daughter will say it's actually a year older than me.
Yeah.
So momentarily we can see that our actual sub being turned on for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hum.
Excited?
It's not
You'll
got
hear
anything
it
to
humming.
power yet.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
But
when it's-
if we wanted to, there's the availability of, is it 650 or 800 kVA? I can't remember.
800 kVA.
800 kVA. So-
Except before you can actually turn it on, you need an MPAN number, which relates to your meter, so that they can charge you, because everything's always about that. And you can't do that until you've named the building or the street. It needs a postal address.
So we're going to have a new street.
Oh,
So
Electric Avenue.
what's
That's
on
what
the
it should
shop?
be.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good, isn't it?
I was thinking Schlong Lane.
Schlong Lane, yeah. Very, very strong as well, Ollie.
Podger Avenue. Do you know the most exciting thing about all of this is?
Oh, look at that.
Well, why do I need to do the street name then? It's already allocated.
Maker's nameplate.
JIT Logistics, Harby Road, Langer.
Oh.
883954.
How's that for an anticlimax? Join us next week. Substation is all livened up, and they've kindly left it open for me to just have a little look at, but my hands have got to stay in my pockets because it's all live, and so I don't touch anything. So there you are. So you've got HV coming in, 2 HV connections coming in, 11 kVA, and then there's actually a diagram on the front of this HV section of it where they come in, both HVs come in like that, and then they tee off, and then they go to the circuit breaker which feeds the transformer, and then there's various different things on here. So the switching is basically for their commissioning, testing and things like that, so you can have it on, off or earth on, and when they're doing any work on it they have to have it earth on. This is a testing point here, which is for like phase checking. So you have 3 phases, L1, L2 and L3, and you have to make sure that each of them are connected up, L1 to L1, L2 to L2, L3 to L3, because if you short them out, that's where you get a fault. And these here, these labels indicate which substation each leg of the HV is connected to. So this goes off to another one down at Harby Road, and this goes another way to Harby Road. I should probably say before, because you wanted a picture of a gauge, didn't you? That gauge up there is just the gas that's inside here. So it gets pumped full of gas, this SF6 gas. So if they find a fault, the first thing they do is check to make sure that that's in the green, make sure it's got enough gas in it. If it's not, it's really dangerous. So I think you'd know about it beforehand. They say that apparently it smells of rotten eggs, this SF6. It's really horrible to inhale and stuff, but that's the gauge anyway, to check if you're going to die or not. And then it goes through the transformer, which you can kind of see at the back there. That's that. That's just a big coil back there, transformer, and then it comes to here. It comes out of the transformer from 11,000 volts, 11 kVA. It comes down to 230 per phase. 230 volts per phase, and these are all your different connections that you've got. And these are fuse carriers here, these bits in the middle with the red caps on. So a big fuse will clunk onto there, and you get 1 per phase. And down here you can see the 3 phases coming out on RLV. So on each leg, the brown, the black and the grey, on each leg you'll have 230 volts between live and neutral or live and earth. And then between the phases you'll have 400 volts. So each one of these goes off to a different circuit. We've got the landlord supply, which will also be the future building 4 supply, and that's that little GRP that we've got next to the substation. Down here you can see that the earth and the neutral bars are connected all on one bit. So those bare copper wires that come out that form that earth nest that you saw them putting in the other week. The neutral is derived from earth at this point, and then that's how you get your neutral over to the building. And then over here is the massive connection for the MOT servicing building, which you can see the label on just there. They're going to be 600mm solid all cables, and they're going to be enormous. So if you think these are 300mm cables here, they're going to be twice as big as that basically, and there's one for each phase and a neutral that goes out there. And they tap directly onto these connections down here. These big bolt-on connections, and they usually have like shear off lugs, so when you tighten them up, the actual lugs shear off and it bolts them in place and you can't get them back off. And then right at the top you've got, this is kind of what they use for commissioning. This is more National Grid stuff. It's just got a small 230 volt circuit, or several 230 volt circuits for commissioning. So they've got a little light so they can see what they're doing, got a little socket to connect into. There you go then, one substation transformer installed. That's power to the site sorted. It's been a real good learning experience. We've been really lucky for who we've had on the job. We've had a great technician from National Grid, really helped us out. So yeah, chuffed to bits. It's a bit of a sigh of relief that it's all sorted now. It looks great as well, in nice black GRP. We'll never see what's inside it again because we won't have the keys for it, because it's all National Grid equipment. They keep it and maintain it themselves. So yeah, it's one less thing for me to worry about maintenance wise going forward. But yeah, thanks for watching, appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it and learnt something. Like I say, I've learnt a lot, and they've been really helpful explaining everything to us as well. It's nice to know where your money's going. But yeah, all the cables in the ground, and then we're going to go from in the ground to up in the air, clad in that. That's going to be the next episode, so keep your eyes peeled.
Next time on Blake Builds.
Cladding's here, look. First of many. Ollie's just gearing up, ready to offload them with a telehandler. It's going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
There will be cherry pickers, cranes, impact guns, a rotor boy, yeah, a rotor boy and a clad boy probably.
Some vacuum sucking.
Lots of sucking, vacuum suckers, yeah.
Bit of screwing as well.
Oh, I can't do it.